Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Mike Moo here. This is my second video about the Peak Design travel line that is on Kickstarter right now. As of today, which is a Tuesday, July 31st, at just before 5 p.m., Peak Design Travel Line Series has reached over $2 million. They got 5,504 backers, of which I am one of them. And they have 51 days left to go. My favorite from the series has got to be, or what I'm most interested in from the series has got to be the tech pouch. So that's what this video is going to be about today. I'm going to take a deeper look into it and look at all the pictures available on it and take a look at some high resolution pictures, and we will basically just analyze it a little bit further and exactly what you might get with the tech pouch. So this tech pouch is going to retail for $60. It's one of the bags that I could just say organizational bags that actually you can either back separately. So if you're not interested in getting the entire thing like what I did here, I backed the whole entire travel bundle with a camera cube large. If you just wanted to pledge for the actual pouch itself, you can just type in that number right over here in the make a pledge without a reward part. So don't worry about how it says without a reward. Basically, at the end of the campaign, you can go ahead and they will send you something from BackerKit, which handles the fulfillment. And basically, the amount that you pledged, you can then apply directly to whatever item or items that you want. So in this case, if we take a look at the actual tech pouch, we got to scroll all the way down to the bottom because there's a lot going on in here. And if you're interested in finding out more about that, of course, Peak Design themselves had some live hangouts, and they have another one in a couple more days. I believe this coming Thursday, I believe, was their latest update. But all you have to do is actually just add $48 to your total reward in order to add the tech pouch. And then later on, when the backer kit comes out, you'll be able to add some of these other ones on there as well, in case you wanted a combination of, let's say you want 2 tech pouches plus 1 wash pouch, right? So you just basically add multiples of these amount of numbers, and they'll collect it. And then the backer kit will come to you, and basically then you select what you want, how many you want, and it would just then directly subtract from the funds that you backed on Kickstarter. Okay, hopefully that answers. I see a ton of questions on this all the time, so hopefully it answers some of those people's questions about that. All right, so let's take a look at the tech pouch here. Okay, so looks like we just added a couple more backers on there, but the tech pouch is something that has 21 different pockets total. That is a lot of organizational pockets. Sometimes it could be a little bit too much. But I generally like to err on the side of having more pockets, and I also something about these pockets I really like about the design is that it completely opens, so almost all your items are completely visible except for certain areas where it's behind a zipper. It's got the origami style that Peak Design has been pretty well known for now since their previous campaigns for the everyday carry messenger bag and the everyday carry backpack and the slings. They all use the origami style. It is made of a weatherproof nylon canvas, which is 100% recycled. I like that. Do I really need weatherproofing on a tech pouch? Not necessarily. It's nice to have. I suppose if you have something that spills in your bag or you have this out and about, it's always nice to have that addition on there. It's got dual grab handles. You don't actually see that in this picture here, but we're going to take a look at it later. I'm really excited that it actually sits upright, because the way this was designed to open up like this, kind of like I want to say like a doctor's or a medical bag, being able to see and access everything readily is something that's going to be very important. And because it always sits upright, if you put it on a flat surface, let gravity do its work, it's going to make it that much easier to grab things in and out if you constantly need to change things and put things back. So I really love that, especially if you're a person that's on the go a lot, and I am. So I go to a lot of public spaces, and easily being able to open these up and close and put things in and out, that is something really nice. Versus if you look at any other type of bag where you got to open it, then you just kind of have to dig in there, and then it's going to lay a little bit flat. This easily makes it more organizationally and easy and more structured in order to get things in and out from what I think about how I might be using this. It's got a beefy number 8 weatherproof zippers. It was stated in the last hangout, or actually the very first hangout, that they're not actually YKK, but supposedly equivalent or better or maybe cheaper. Any number of those things could be the reason why they didn't go with YKK. Personally, I'm a big YKK fan. So I'm kind of curious when we do get, when these do come out later on in December, how they're going to hold up compared to comparable YKK zippers. So they're number 8 zippers, and that's just really roughly, you know, just basically the size of it. And you have 2 different colors for this. This is one of the few pouches, or I should say, outside of the other pouches that you can choose between the colors. The other one that you can choose is the, I believe the dot kit. I don't know what they call it here. Wash kit, wash pouch. Right, the wash pouch also comes in 2 colors. But some of the other stuff will come in any color you like, except, I mean, as long as it's black, or the only single color, such as the shoe pouch right there, which you can't kind of tell, but it kind of looks like a bit of a gray. So frankly, I'm a little bit disappointed about this. I like the ash color a lot, and it's something that they introduced back when they had an everyday carry backpack, and that is not going to be in this campaign. It might be a color that they choose in the future. But unfortunately, it's not going to be in this campaign. So we're going to take a quick look at a closer look at the pictures that were actually. Well, let me see if I can go ahead and pull those up here. Here we go. So this is a really close look. I'm going to maximize this right here. So this is that sage green here, and they did this with a weave of the ash, according to their hangout. A weave of the ash and a weave of the green, so this is the texture that you can expect to receive. Now, I really like that they added the leather accent on here. I like that very much about my ash version of the everyday carry backpack. It's just a nice little detail that can, at least you can visually see at a glance which side's facing up and down in this case. But I really like leather accents in here. Even if it has to be a fake leather, I really like that about this. Taking a close look at these zips here, I forgot the name or the brand of the zips, but you can see the zipper pool looks really nicely made, and this looks like it could be either Hypalon with some nice stitching there. It's these little details that you're really paying for when you're looking at the $48. And you got reinforced stitching over here, here, and here. Here are one of the 2 grab handles, and you'll see later on in a picture where the model is holding it in one hand, kind of like a taco, and he just kind of slips his fingers through that. I'm not so sure how well that's going to work out for me. Usually when I have a bag like this, I usually end up stuffing it, and I have relatively large hands, so it might be a little bit more difficult for me to slip it on through there. So we will see how that all works out. The zippers definitely look quality from this picture, and you can see that this is part of the weatherproof ceiling that they have here along the zipper portion where you can open it up, and it goes all the way around to the other side. A bunch of reinforced stitching down here also by the handle. It looks very nice and clean. I think that I will probably end up with this color because this is closest to a lighter color, and I want to be able to easily look and differentiate between my different pouches. Because this pouch is probably one that I'm going to be using the most from the kit. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. So over here, I want to point out 2 very important details. One, obviously, this is a picture about showcasing that they have a slot right over here that allows you to connect an internal battery or whatever it is you have on one end to slide through, so that you can charge through the pouch from the inside to the outside, or have your phone right over here in the front where it can just slide through. It's a nice little touch versus having to make your own hole. So they have one right there. I think that there might be only one. Hopefully, correct me if I'm wrong later on. Maybe this will be a question that they might answer in one of their live hangouts, but I think there's only one, and usually one is enough. But sometimes, you know, if I have another thing that I want to charge out front, it'd be nice to have this, have the capability to put in maybe another one on the other side, depending on the way I carry it. So one on the right side, one on the left side, perhaps. But the other major thing I want to point out in this picture is this right here. This right here and this right here. Now remember, if you saw my my first video on launch day that I actually recorded before their hangout, I was saying it would be really great if there was a way that we can go ahead and use their leash and you know, their anchor links directly on some of these bags. Well, this is exactly where you put it. You put it right here and right here. So there are actually two of them on the tech pouch, but they're all, it appears to be all just facing on this direction and not where I would think it would be. I'm sure there's a good reason for them to design it this way. I'm not completely sure, but I can see a couple of problems with that a little bit later on. I would have kind of preferred if these were up here instead, because, well, I can see why they put it down here, because then if you have it around you, then you can still zip this open and still access the stuff in here. I would have actually preferred something a little bit more traditional along the side somewhere if possible, but then I can see how that would prevent this from opening all the way and losing access on there. I guess what I wish from here, just looking at this and thinking about this, is that there were some other areas that these two are located, and I think that they're only located at this one section here. Okay, so yeah, you can actually use your Peak Design straps to actually do this on a side carry. I actually would like to use this as a side carry some of the time. Right now I'm using a Tom Bin sidekick, and you know, I'll show a little bit of what that is right now. This is kind of what I use. I use a sidekick and a side effect from Tom Bin, and I find it's a really great size for everyday carry items. And my wife and I jokingly call it my Merce. It comes in many different colors, but it fits the bill and allows me to carry my essentials in any which way that I like. And as you can see, they have their connections here, real simple connections here over on the side, and it's worked out pretty well for me. Okay, so going back, let's see the next picture over here. And this, again, is just a use case scenario. You see how it stands open by itself. In this case, it's the black version. And again, I said I'm probably not going to get the black version of this, mostly because this would then just kind of, in a sea of black bags, it won't stand out. So we have a similar type of kit example. I think this is just basically their one of the production samples that they have going on right now, because you're going to see the same things in there all the time. But if we look closely, here's how the origami portion works. There's a zipper portion where you can actually stash stuff so it doesn't fall out. This one's partly open in this example, and I really hope that in the full production sample, these are bolstered, or not just like that. And the reason why I say that is because in the first versions of the messenger bags and the everyday carry backpacks, these things receive a lot of wear, and it just doesn't look like it would last very long. So I hope that this gets cleaned up and these parts over here get reinforced. But we're gonna, in another picture that's coming up, we're gonna take a closer look inside. And here's a version. Here's a picture from the other side with the sage green one. These look more clean on this particular sample. So you can see there's a little zipper pull in there as well. Handles over here, just basically handles all over the place, so it'll be fairly easy to be able to pull and carry out or attach things. In my case, I might attach something else in here just to make it a little bit easier to see or carry. And here it is in all black. Just taking a close look at some of the stitching and the fine details here. Now notice that there's no zipper locks on here. I feel like maybe they just didn't think they needed to add those features onto these individual carry bags. However, for someone like myself, where I might be using this as my everyday carry, literally my everyday carry that's smaller than our 5 liter, having some sort of way to kind of secure the zippers would have been nice. And as you can see with the black one, you don't have leather accents. Instead, you have a Hypalon section up here. And from my understanding, this does not do anything other than just as just an accent and a finishing thing. But I suppose you can technically loop something underneath here. Here's a closer look inside the bag. 21 pockets. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Let's guess this part here will be 4, 5, 6, 7 for the zippered section, 8 in between here, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then I think there's another one out here, 17, and maybe that leaves 3 left. So there could be some other organizational pouches inside this zippered section, maybe 2 or 3, or maybe a second one inside the outer zippered section there to make up the full-on 21. I can see what appears to be like a ruler or something back here, so maybe there's a, oh, sorry. So 2 of these here look like they appear to be pen loops. And from the last hangout, they mentioned that they designed this on the width of an Apple Pencil, which is fantastic because I do carry my Apple Pencil around. So that's good to know. So you can see they give you some examples of some things that you can go and fit in here. I probably wouldn't be fitting my sunglasses in something like this because this is not exactly crush proof or crush resistant from my understanding in any way. So it looks like there's 2 loops up here. One of them is kind of occupied by or something by a ruler. Looks like a remote. This is a Peak Design capture clip right here. Sunglasses, pens or pencils right here. You have another Peak Design, either a cuff right here, batteries right here. We have an Apple iPhone charger over here. We have a USB 3 cable on this side. We have what looks like maybe an iPhone USB charging cable over here on this side. We have something inside this zippered section, probably you know, cards, business cards, whatever. USB 3 flash storage device here. We have a little notebook right over here. We have what looks like a dongle over here that allows you USB-C dongle that allows you to have HDMI out plus USB 3 here. So this is for the MacBook. And again, MacBook charger over here, and this must be the USB-C cable for this adapter over here. We have what looks like a Magic Mouse over here. We have what looks like another set of either Ethernet or USB 3 or USB-C cable over here, Thunderbolt. Then we have Apple AirPods over here. We have some business cards over here. And what looks like, actually I can't tell what these things are from this angle. Maybe if I flip it around some other way. But obviously there's some other rooms for stuff over here, and also more pockets over here for pens that will clip in up here. So I guess there you go, that makes up the whole 21 pockets total. And then this outer zip section pocket here, and then this side of course is where you can go and attach you know, some sort of handle or a carry item, or basically I was going to use the Peak Design I always forget what those things are called, but basically attached to Peak Design eyelets there, so that I can go ahead and use it as a shoulder carry, or I suppose I could do it a fanny pack, but I probably wouldn't. So that's it at this quick look at this tech pouch for $60, but if you pledge right now during the campaign, you can get it for $48. One thing I wish they added that is not in this is a way to hang it from anything. So they add that into the wash pouch, but that's not what this video is about. We might talk about the wash pouch later on. But be sure to tune back in on Thursday for their hangout, and you know, they're going to do it directly from Kickstarter. I really hope the quality of their hangout is going to be good. If actually, I'm going to find out. Probably I'll comment down and find out whether or not it's going to be also be streamable anywhere else other than the Kickstarter page, because some of us don't have access necessarily to the Kickstarter page, but for some reason we have access to YouTube. So maybe it'd be great to do some sort of as they're broadcasting there, to also broadcast directly live on YouTube at the same time. That'd be pretty awesome for them to do. So Peak Design, if you guys can do that, that'd be awesome. If not, I might try to set up something so that we can make sure that everybody can see it all at the same time if they have access to YouTube but not Kickstarter.com for whatever reason. All right, so that's it for this video. If you have any comments, please let me know down below. There's still plenty of time today. There's 50 days left to go to back the travel line design. I am not sponsored or endorsed by any company. I'm just a fan of their stuff, and apparently a serial super backer on Kickstarter, and I love bags. So if you are interested in bags, travel organization, and things like that of that nature, even camera stuff, I suppose, laptops, whatever, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I will be producing more videos like this. Please give this a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.